thank you so much, Independent Television here in Benin City. And I did tell you that our next topic for discussion today, we are going to be looking at the 27,000 naira as the new national minimum wage as approved yesterday by the Council of State. Against the backdrop that there has been arguments and of course even agreement, so to say. Remember the tripartite committee that was set up by the federal government, of which you know, that had various stakeholders. The governors, even at a point that some of the governors said that they were never part of that tripartite committee, and also the National Labour Congress too, that's the NLC, has been part of that tripartite committee. At the end of the day, it was agreed that 30,000 naira. Yeah. It was agreed that 30,000 naira. All right, it was, we sincerely apologize for that sound interaction there. You know, it's a live studio, so you can be rest assured that anything can just happen. So the 30,000 naira that was agreed by the tripartite committee was something that the Labour had to take hold. And of course, just today now, being the 23rd day of January, it was said that the federal government we have to transmit the new national minimum wage bill, which is 30,000 naira, to the National Assembly. And of course, yesterday the National Assembly could not form a quorum. Principal officers of the National Assembly were not at plenary because of campaigns here and there going on. And you do know that most of them are going to be part of this 2019 election. But even as Nigerians were expecting that by today that the national minimum wage bill, you know, will be transmitted to the National Assembly. Only yesterday that the Council of State had to come up to tell us that 27,000 naira is now the new national minimum wage that has been approved by the Council of State. Well, as a way to react to that, the NSC through the chairman has said that Labour is not too okay with that arrangement. Well, what are the issues? How can NLC and the federal government really come to one agreement as the issue goes on? Well, to discuss this morning, we are so privileged to have Mr. Benedict Inaide. Sir, welcome to this program this morning on ITV.
Good morning.
Yeah. And also we have Nowita Igbutako, who is a human rights activist, a book author, serial author of many books, and of course, policy expert. Sir, you're welcome to this program this morning on ITV.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here.
Nosa Mordion is also here with us, a political analyst. Sir, you're welcome to this program this morning on ITV. Yeah. And also, by the way, our viewers are there. We're also going to be looking at the trip that former Vice President Atiku made to the U.S. What are the issues? Well, some have said that that trip was made possible as a result of so many diplomatic waivers. We do not know how true that is. Maybe Nusa Omode is going to be reacting to that as we hit that discussion on the way. Gentlemen, one more time, you're welcome to the program. So let's talk about this new national minimum wage. Benedict, what are your reactions to the 27,000 naira as approved by Council of States?
The 27,000 naira, to me, it's not the best, but I think it's a way forward. Facts are there that from 18,000 to 27,000, there's a little bit gap, but I don't think it's the best that Nigeria could do compared to the way the political class are being remunerated. I don't think it's the best.
Okay. Okay. Now, Nowita Igbutako.
Well, I align myself with him because it is saddening, sickening that workers, Nigerian workers, are the least paid almost anywhere in the world. And this is a country that produces oil. And we have a country where the political class, they are the people taking the chunk of the money. So why not enumerate these people properly? And it seems the government is even confused, because the government has set up a tripartite committee. What is the National Council of State? It's like pouring sand into an ocean of confusion. More confusion is, you know. So the way forward is for the federal government to take the bull by the horns. Pay the Nigerian workers well. You know, do the proper thing. People have been pauperized. People are suffering. People are below the belt of poverty. Poverty is an issue. I'm throwing this challenge to the federal government to be sincere with the Nigerian workers, to be sincere with the Nigerian people, because it is insulting, sadly, as I started with, that ordinary councillors, see how much they are receiving. Councillors who are not, what are they contributing? What are they taking?
But Nowita, I think we have to, because remember after the agreement by the tripartite committee to pay the 30,000 naira, and of course after that the federal government had to set up a committee that will look into funding the possibility of that 30,000 naira. Now, the state governors under the aegis of Governors Forum came up to say that they cannot pay that 30,000 naira. So with this new development now, Council of States approving 27,000 naira, don't you think that that probably puts to rest the arguments that the state governors are trying to brew up? Because even the Honorable Minister of Labour yesterday was saying that with this development, that state workers will get at least 27,000 naira as the new minimum wage.
Well, it's a way forward, but is not the best, given what we have in this country, given what is going on. The workers should be treated properly like human beings. The government should be sincere. That is the point I'm making. They should be sincere. If they want to start with 27,000, to me is nothing, because they take home, go to the market, hyperinflationary trend. If you change 5,000 now before you move to the next point, it's gone. So I think we are close to election. The federal government should just take the bull by the horns, do something significant for the workers, Nigerian workers. That's the way I look at it.
Okay. No, sir, do you see any resolution in sight? Any, in all that is going on between the federal government and the NLC?
There is always a resolution to everything. Even as things stand, I want to see it's already resolved. Now, Labour has been threatening all this while. What have they done about effects? I believe they are being manipulated, and some of the people in the leadership of Labour are part of the manipulation. They are deceiving all of us. We know those that are benefiting from this logjam. People are making millions from the Labour Union, but they are deceiving Nigerians. That is Buhari. Why don't they shut down Nigeria and let the government do what it ought to do? They wouldn't do that. I think the most notable Labour leader in the history of Nigeria is Comrade Adams Oshomole. Today is the national chairman of the ruling party, APC. What has been his contribution to this debate about minimum wage?
This is not a political issue.
No,
so
it is political.
We cannot drag Adams Oshomole
it is political because you are talking of negotiating within a political environment. You heard what Nowita said the other time, trying to show the difference between what the political class receives and what the workers receive. Now, Labour or those that are driving Labour are involved in this deception. However, I want to say that the problem of this country is not really about the minimum wage. You could make it 50,000 naira today, it will create more problems than solutions. Because the people that will receive that money, I think they are about 5% of the 180 million Nigerians we have. And there is always the issue of perception. When you pay the 5%, the thing is that they will say Nigerians now receive more. We go to the market, and the market will say, workers are receiving, as if everybody is a worker. Now, would the increase apply to everyone? Now, the National Council of State, in its wisdom, has analyzed what's on ground. They know what is available to government, particularly the third tier of government, which will suffer most. Most local government councils cannot even pay right now what is on ground. And you want them to begin to pay 30,000, 27,000, even 20,000. Some local government like Oedo that comes with zero allocation may even shut down. So we have to.
But you are not an official of Oedo.
Look, I may not be an official, but I know what's going on. You don't be even officials. They don't know what happened. But we are telling you the truth. It's about allocation to the council and what they pay out. That's how you know. It's not rocket science. I'm just using Oedo as a case in point. There are other local governments across the country that we shut down. At the end of the day, we'll start saying they want bailout from the federal government. And when the federal government does not accede to their request, what now happens? So by saying that the 27,000 is what they should pay, they are just being diplomatic. At the end of the day, when you even implement, because you should know, there is not 27,000 across board. It's going to graduate. So those are, some persons will not be earning like 100,000, those that were earning like 50,000 before. So the wage bill will increase. Now the local government that are presently receiving about 15% of the federal allocation, they have not talked about giving them like 20 or 30. How do they now meet with the additional responsibility when we even have state governments taking from their money? So it is not really a matter of saying 27, 30,000. The fundamental issue is about restructuring. The allocation to the various tiers of government must be reviewed before they even talk about increasing wages. So if you increase now, there's going to be a problem in this country. Okay. I'm not saying that they should not increase, but let it be systematic first. Let there be adjustments in revenues. Why must the federal government be taking 52% of what comes from the federation account? Do you know that some ministries, the budget of some ministries is even more than what some states have? So what are they doing with the money? There must be some restructuring of the allocation before we talk of even adjustment. Otherwise, there's going to be a problem.
Okay. Now, Benedict Inaide, from the ongoing arguments, today, Labour told the federal government, the last we heard from Labour on this issue, they told the federal government that if by today, that the federal government does not transmit the minimum wage bill to the National Assembly, that they are going to down tool again. The implication of that is that they will go on strike. Now, we saw the rally the other time, so about 2 weeks ago, you know, intimating the government that if by today the bill is not transmitted, they will go on strike. So this looming strike now, how can we avoid it? How can we avoid it? Because maybe at the end of today, Labour will come out and tell us that they are going on strike again. So how do you think we can avoid it?
You know, the executive and the legislature has to work together on this.
Okay.
It's not politics. I don't believe this should be politics. We're talking about the welfare, the lives of the people that you want to rule or that you are elected to rule. I will want to believe that the legislature, the Senate, and the House of Reps, there should be an emergency meeting. They should converge. Even
that they could not form a quorum yesterday. Yes, most of them are campaigning.
This is an issue of national interest. Wherever you are, stop whatever you are doing. Come back. Because if they allow this to linger on to election period, if they've long handled all these things, they know that every number of years there's supposed to be increment on the welfare or the salary of the citizen. Like my brother said, Omorodio, not everybody even earns this salary. I don't know if he earns it. You understand? Less than 5%. But these are the workforce of the country. So it must be given adequate attention. When you are elected, you need people to work with. People are to run the government. So if this worker issue is not taken seriously, I don't think they are representing the interest of Nigerians.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It should not be allowed at all
to linger.
Before the week runs out, a categorical statement has to be made, and this thing should be well spent out. This money will be funded. Other issue, you know, I told you that I don't believe that 27,000 is the best. But I didn't want to go that far. But my friend went further. The best people who are really in need of this money, they are the local people. You didn't increase the allocation. So when you increase the salary, who is going to pay? I know of certain local governments in my state here, that the teachers, the schools, you understand, they are like times 3 of what you have in other local government. Who is going to pay? And you are not talking about the sharing formula. So when you are talking about increasing salary, you should also talk about what gets to these various tiers of government. then you can be talking about taking it to 50,000 or 100,000. But when that issue, that's the fundamental issue. When it's not addressed and you want to address increment of salary, I don't think it's realistic. It's not realistic.
Okay, well, we'll keep our tabs on that and see how the issue unfolds, because as we speak now, discussions are going on, I want to presume so, and we just hope and pray that at the end of today, Labour will not tell us that they are going on strike again, because by yesterday, there was no plenary. So the federal government cannot possibly send a minimum, send a wage bill to an empty house. So we just hope and pray that stakeholders will understand all this, so that at the end of the day, we can get the country running.
Working.
Anyway, viewers out there, we also told you that we are going to look at the issue of the presidential candidates of the PDP. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar traveling to the U.S. You know, the build-up to all this, you know, campaigns here and there, and of course, politicians in their own way, they will always tell you things that they need to, or you need to hear. Sometime at a point, we heard some politicians started saying that for you to be a president of this country, then of course you have to travel to the United States of America to show that I mean, you are accepted politically worldwide, because for most people, it is their belief that not until you travel to the U.S., then your candidacy, you know, as a politician in any political party may not just be accepted, most especially when you are vying for the position of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And of course, we understand that for about 12 to 13 years now, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has not been able to go to the U.S., but most recently, we heard, and of course we even saw some of the video clips when he was in the U.S. And the immediate reaction on that was that that became possible as a result of lots of diplomatic waivers. Well, gentlemen, let's begin from that now. Benedict and I, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, you know, went to the U.S. and he came back. You want to react to that? Against the backdrop that your own party, the APC, you know, said that he cannot go to the U.S.
Well, he's going to the U.S. They, in the other side, they said he has scored a point. But beyond going to the U.S., what does he have to offer us? That's the issue. U.S., as important as it is, and the circumstances that surround his going, is not still accepted by well many thinking Nigerians, because if you watch the video clips, you will see that the man was not stable. In appearance, he wasn't stable. And when you now also look at the caliber of man, he is a man that bought houses in US, that has so much, you know. I respect him as a person. But when it comes to that issue, I've even thought that beyond going to US, he has the right to even challenge all those allegations. But he never did. Even when he got to US, he never ever attended, denied. He can even grant a press conference, he can even grant a press release to those effects. Nothing was done. So it looks as if it was bundled in and bundled out. You know, before you know exactly, they said the man is back to Nigeria. So, to Nigerians, that reason.
But remember, I had to come back because of the presidential debates.
Did he attend to the debate? That is the question. That's still a moral question. You just challenged him. When he now came back, did he attend to the debate? He said no, because Buhari was not there. I think fundamentally, for him to score a point, he would have attended to that debate. Of course, he was in the venue. This was what brought you. Let me agree with you that because he needed to attend to the debate was why he has to come back hurriedly. I don't want to use terms that print medias and other medias are using, because I respect him as a person. But the purpose to which you said, you are to serve Nigeria, not Buhari. Buhari is not your focus. Tell Nigerians what you want to do. That is the essence of debate. I don't think it's the essence of debate. Tell Nigerians what you have to offer them. So anytime Buhari come, because government is continuity, it does not stop at Buhari. You may not even get it at this point. But Nigerians, that has registered, it has been a plus for you. Okay. But the same man walked away.
Okay. Well, I can see the Samuel, really getting ready to explode. But you are going to take a pause. Now, Nowita Igbotako, how do you feel about all this scenario playing around the 2019 election? Atiku Abubakar cannot go to the U.S. and eventually he went to the U.S. He was sneaked, into the U.S. and sneaked back. Now, the United States of America, is it really possible to sneak in there and you sneak out back without? I need to know.
Well, someone has said that because of the shutdown, the American government is down. Because of the
shutdown of the government.
At that time. I'm sure the shutdown is still on.
And the airport shut down.
Yeah, so the federal government.
But we understand that the consulate activities are still going on.
But somebody has said that that was one of the things that facilitated, that made it possible for Atiku Abubakar to be bundled in, according to that. But on a more serious note, the ordinary Nigerian people are not interested in that. Whether it goes to America or it comes from America. As he has said, we want to see what you have to offer the people. He will have sold himself during that debate. Buhari is just a character. He's an individual. He's the president of Nigeria. So we want ideas, issues, to move Nigeria from one point to the next point. And what has he scored by going to America? Is it the American people that will vote him on February 16? The ordinary people are hungry. The ordinary people are interested, just like the Nigerian labor, the workers now, how to better their lives. People are not happy with the jumbo pay that the politicians are even collecting. You remember before the 2015 election, some politicians were saying that when they will come in, they will stop the jumbo pay and all that. And nothing has been done about that. That's a very huge disappointment. We are not hearing Atiku Abubakar, for instance, talking about, such issues. How do you restructure Nigeria to serve the interests of everybody? Is it Donald Trump or the American people that will come and do that for Nigeria and Nigerians? I think what do people expect from Atiku Abubakar is to tell us those things that will make him more super, more better, more accepted, more loving to Nigerian voters before February 16 presidential election.
Okay. All right, Nusa Amodio, may I say congratulations to you? At least your presidential candidate has gone to the U.S. and is back. And despite, claims that he could not even attend to any gathering. But it is on record that he featured on a VOA program, that's Voice of America program. But the contestation of that is that it was only in one local Hausa programs like that. And that's a program. At the end of the day, the information on that program is not contained on the Twitter handle of the VOA. I don't know how you have to react to this.
Now, you have to be wise to play politics in Nigeria. Now, when you know your adversary and the tools he's using, somehow you have to employ. Adanso Shomole went up north the other day and started speaking Hausa. You know Adanso Shomole?
Of course, he grew up in
He's an Idoma.
Yeah, but he grew up in North.
Why would he speak Hausa? Was he not addressing the whole Nigeria? It was a live show. Nigerians were watching in Lagos, Benin, but he spoke Hausa because he wanted to capture the Hausa. When Buhari goes out, most of the things he does on BBC are in Hausa, because these are people that really follow all these things on radio stations. In the South, we are very good at watching television. Now, having said that, I want to say that Atiku Abubakar did not sneak into America and was not bundled in and bundled out, like my friend Dinaide said. You see, he did not even consider it a requirement for becoming the president of Nigeria, going to America. But the APC posed a challenge, and the challenge was becoming offensive. Nigerians were beginning to believe them that this man had a corruption issue. That's why he couldn't go to America. Otherwise, he didn't need to go to America. Why would you go if you have no business there? Now they are saying that he did not attend. I don't know the meetings they set up for him to attend there. That he did not attend, that they say he ran away. He had to go to the meetings that were organized for him. He's not yet the president that he avoided the United Nations meeting in New York. No, he went there and so he spoke in English. He didn't have to do it. We will see the clips as the days go by. Now, I want to say that Atiku has been selling himself and talking to Nigerians. He didn't need to even attend that debate because there had been a condition that the president, who is the issue now, President Muhammadu Buhari, who is the defending champion, must be there before he, as the contender, will engage. Now, they wanted Atiku to go and be fighting with amateurs. With all due respect to those presidential candidates that were there, that were talking, but we don't even know who their coordinators are in all the states. Atiku said, no, the issue here is Buhari. Let us meet face to face.
No, the issue, for some people, they say that the issue is really not Buhari. The issue is Nigerians.
Let's assume we wanted to make the candidature of any individual the issue, as the APC has turned this round to be. Because they have made Atiku the issue now. Why did Atiku not attend? Nobody is talking about why did Buhari not attend. Now, do you go to a contest to fight the defending champion and he is away and you still want to continue the fight? Now, it is not about Buhari, but the issues that they had to kind of talk about. We wanted to hear the APC through Buhari articulate their vision for Nigeria through that debate. However, the debate is not the only means of talking to Nigerians. In the next few days, and even before now, Atiku has been going around. His agents, party men, have been going around talking to Nigerians about the vision of the PDP for the Nigerian nation. We want to see Buhari also go round. Since he cannot attend that debate, let him go round.
Yeah, but Buhari has been going around. It was in those states.
Thank God he has been going round.
He was
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
He has been going round, and we have seen what has happened. That he has even called a governorship candidate the candidate of the APC. We even saw him on debate. That's what they tried to avoid. The one I saw, Osibanjo was just there like a pro telling the president, this is not what they are talking about.
No, but we made corrections on that. So
what? Okay, whether you call corrections or not, we must come to this fact that Buhari is no longer the man he was about 12 years ago.
No, you
now, I'm no longer the man I was 10 years ago.
Okay, in terms of age and all
then
that.
Buhari is no longer the man. Things begin to happen. I'm not saying he's not a good man. But for Nigeria now, we all can see that Buhari lacks the competence. When I say competence now, mental, physical, and otherwise, to continue in governance. But the people whom Aisha Buhari regarded as those controlling Nigeria, say in Asorok, want him there. Now they want to rule Nigeria by proxy. And we are saying, Buhari, you go around, let Nigerians assess you. Now, I must say that even as we speak, Nigerians are aware that this man cannot continue in office. And on February 16, we are going to vote. What we are just talking about, what we are all calling for, is for the party, the ruling party, to make it a free and fair election. Devoid of intimidation, devoid of anything that like desperation to remove the Chief Justice of Nigeria because they fear that this thing may linger into judicial process. Now, we want it to be a free and fair election. Nobody wants Buhari to run away from. If they want Buhari to continue, they cannot even change in any way. Let us go to the polls and let Nigerians decide freely and fairly who the next president should be. But I must assure you that right now, Atiku is the only option.
Okay. Now, gentlemen, as we wrap up now because of time factor, Benedict, I just want you to react to what Musa Mordion said. He said things like the presidential candidate of the APC not having the capacity, mental. I want you to react to all this.
I don't agree with him. Governance, if you can really look at today, the areas we promised when we were coming in 2015, a lot has been achieved. Economically, we may not have attained that much yet. And when he talked about competence, Buhari has what it takes. Because when you say governance, Buhari cannot be everywhere.
Okay. Now, Nowita, your final word because of time factor, we are pressed for time. Nowita Igbotaku, 30 seconds quickly.
It's an opportunity for Nigerian people to choose wisely, to pick the best presidential material, for Nigerian ordinary people to identify for the best candidate that has a mission that will take them out of poverty.
Okay, no sir, 10 seconds quickly.
I want Nigerians to vote based on what they have seen happening all this while. In Edo State, we have not seen the impact of the APC. Now, I want to say, if not for the PDP members that are in the Senate, House of Reps, and even House of Assembly, APC does not have anything to campaign with in Edo State. In Edo South, Senator Maturogide is the symbol of what the federal government is here.
All
and
right,
the man belongs to PDP.
We'll pause you there. Perhaps we'll have to bring you guys some of that time so that we'll continue from there. You know, time is always an issue on this program. But don't worry, some of that time we can have these guys so that we'll just continue from here.